season. We opened in 2004. I was 24 years old. And then my passion was just in teaching. And I really wanted to offer our community something that I love so much. We have so many alumni who are still plugged in. And now that we're 20 years old, those alumni are having kids, bringing them back. And so it really is just a family. There were a couple of events that happened here. We actually went into a lockdown twice in the fall semester of last year. That had never happened before. We actually had a guest teacher here from out of town, like a professional choreographer, and we didn't know what to do. After it happened the second time, we just realized that it could happen anywhere. That lack of control that we felt in those moments when we didn't know what was happening, it was enough to make us really just stop and think, we need to do something. And so that's when we reached out to Bob. We have a dance dad here, and his name is Bob Thiel. He was our go-to, and we asked him what he thought about it, what we should do. And so he did some research and found you guys and just went from there. And it was his idea. We installed cameras at all 3 entrances and exits of the building, and then entry accesses with the app on 2 doors that people actually use to come in and out of. It was super easy getting to know the system. In fact, Bob sat me in the lobby one day for literally like 5 minutes, and he sat down, he goes, "This is super easy." And I'm thinking, you're thinking this is easy, this is not gonna be easy. And then we literally did it. It worked so seamless. And we related that to all the parents in our email explaining how they do everything. You just go in, download the app, put your email in, your phone number, give us all your information, and it works itself. The credentials that each family has, they can share it with a babysitter who's picking their kid up from dance, or a grandparent if parents are out of town, or with mom and dad. That was a super easy system, so they can have the means to get their kids in and out safely. And the first week we had everything. We were a little bit nervous about just us operating it correctly. Just like, how is this gonna work? Is this gonna be like too much for us to handle? Everything was seamless. And the feedback that we got from everyone was 100% positive. They loved it. Once they used it, they were like, wow, this is so wonderful. I know as a mom of 4, when I send my kids to school and they get on the bus every day or drive themselves to school or however they're getting there, with things that can happen, you just never know. And so knowing that my kids are somewhere safe makes me feel good as a mother. And so being able to provide that for all the parents here makes us feel really great about what we did. As we got into this and it was new, things are gonna come up and arise that you don't plan for. So one day I was the only one here. I was working in the office, so I'll go out to my car. I walk back towards the door and I'm like, oh no, I don't have my phone. The key wouldn't help because it's magnet locked. And so I had my watch that was still connected to my phone, and I sent Bob a text, and I sent my office manager a text. Well, they both kind of responded back at the same time. And he was like, I'm on a flight, but let me try and see what happens. And he was able to unlock the building from the air, and I got back in and everything was great. So that was good to know that if that happens, for the other teacher that's not me, I can do the same thing for them. A lot of our upperclassmen in years past, we've given them a key to the studio, and we've always been willing to give them a key if we felt they were responsible. But when they're here, I'm like, text me when you get into the building. I want to know you're there, and I want to know when you leave. And so now, with all of them having the app on their phone, especially the drivers, they are able to just come in, and I'm getting alerts like when everyone's in the building. So I always know who's here, and that makes me feel really good. Even if something like goes wrong in here, I know who was there, which is just an added security. And then also another really wonderful thing is, here at Studio 413, we have guest teachers come in a lot. People from Los Angeles, New York, and choreograph and teach our students. And I don't always have to be here to open. I can give them access, put their email in, their phone number, and give them the credentials to get into the building. Having the little lock behind everybody is really helpful. because then the parents feel better about that, knowing they're here and it's locked and no one can get in unless they have their credentials too. We feel like our dancing and our training that we offer our town and our community really speaks for itself. But one thing that sets us apart as a business is how safe the kids are once they enter the building.